Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Annie Talks English, the podcast where we explore how communication can transform not just the way we speak, but the way we live. Today, I want to take you on a very special journey, one that has deeply changed the way I connect with others, and honestly, the way I understand myself. It's a journey through the timeless wisdom of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, I know that title sounds a little old-fashioned, maybe even a bit salesy, but if you've ever struggled to be understood, to win cooperation, to motivate others, or simply to feel closer to the people around you, this book is pure gold. It's not just about influence, it's about human connection. And today, I want to share with you not only Carnegie's key principles, but how they've personally shaped my way of thinking, leading, and loving in this modern, often disconnected world. So grab your coffee, find a comfortable place to sit, and let's dive in. When I first opened this book, I didn't expect it to challenge everything I thought I knew about success. Like most of us, I used to believe success came from hard work, talent, and technical knowledge. Study well, work hard, be competent. But Carnegie revealed something shocking, that only 15% of our success in life is due to technical knowledge, and a full 85% comes from our ability to deal with people. Think about that. You can be the smartest, most technically gifted person in the room, but if you can't connect, inspire, or communicate, your potential will stay locked inside you. John D. Rockefeller once said he would pay more for the ability to deal with people than for any other skill under the sun. And it makes sense, because at the heart of every achievement, every promotion, every friendship, every marriage, every partnership, lies one thing: human connection. When I understood that, everything shifted. Carnegie's philosophy begins with recognizing a deep truth about human nature. Every single person you meet, from your boss, your partner, to a stranger on the street, has one powerful desire: the desire to feel important. We all crave appreciation. We all want to be seen, heard, valued. Freud called it the desire to be great. William James called it the craving to be appreciated. And once you understand that, you hold the key to every relationship. Principle 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Let me tell you this, criticism almost never works. It doesn't make people change, it just makes them defensive. When we criticize, we're attacking pride, and pride is sacred. Even the most hardened criminal thinks he's justified. So imagine what happens when we point fingers at people who are just trying their best. I used to think constructive criticism was helpful, but most of the time, it's just criticism in disguise. Now I choose curiosity over condemnation. Instead of, "Why did you do that?" I ask, "What made you choose that way?" That one question changes everything. Principle 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. I learned that appreciation is the oxygen of the human heart. People live for it. They bloom when they receive it. But it has to be sincere. Flattery is fake and transparent. It comes from the teeth out. Appreciation comes from the heart out. When I started practicing this, I noticed something beautiful. The more I looked for the good in people, the more good I found. And the more I appreciated others, the more I felt appreciated myself. Principle 3. Arouse in the other person an eager want. This one is simple but profound. To influence anyone, stop talking about what you want, talk about what they want. It's like fishing. You don't bait the hook with what you like, you use what the fish wants. When I started teaching this in my communication workshops, I realized the people who succeed in conversations, sales, or relationships are the ones who can translate their goals into the other person's language. Instead of, "I need you to do this," say, "Here's how this helps you." When you can align your goals with someone else's desires, collaboration becomes effortless. Now that we understand what drives people, how do we make them genuinely like us? Carnegie says it begins with sincerity. You can't fake interest or kindness. People feel it instantly.
So here are 6 timeless ways to win people's hearts. And I promise, they work in every culture, every generation. 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. When was the last time you truly listened to someone without waiting for your turn to speak? Most of us talk to reply, not to understand. But genuine interest is magnetic. The moment you stop focusing on yourself and start focusing on the other person, magic happens. Theodore Roosevelt used to greet every servant by name. He made everyone feel seen, and that's why people loved him. When I started asking simple questions like, "How has your week really been?" instead of, "How are you?" my relationships deepened in ways I never expected. 2. Smile. A smile is a universal language. It costs nothing, but creates instant warmth. Even on the phone, your smile transmits. You can literally hear a smile. When I record this podcast, I always smile as I speak because it changes my energy, my tone, my presence. And as William James once said, action seems to follow feeling, but really, action and feeling go together. If you act cheerful, you start to feel cheerful. 3. Remember that a person's name is the sweetest sound to them. A name is identity. It's recognition. Forget someone's name and you make them feel invisible. Remember it and you make them feel valued. In my classes, I make it a rule to remember every student's name by the second week. It's not easy, but the connection it builds is worth every effort. 4. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. When people feel truly heard, they open up and trust follows. Listening is not passive. It's an act of love. When someone talks, I remind myself, this is their moment. I stay quiet, nod, and make eye contact, not to reply, but to understand. 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. This is another form of empathy. When you speak to someone, find out what lights them up, their hobbies, dreams, challenges, and meet them there. Every person carries a world inside them. Step into it. 6. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. This may be my favorite principle of all. Everyone is fighting unseen battles, and sometimes a single kind word can change their day or their life. Say, "I admire that about you. You did a great job. You really inspire me." Not because you want something, but because it's true. Sincere words of appreciation can echo in someone's heart for years.
Now, let's talk about influence, the graceful art of persuasion. Carnegie's golden rule here is you can't win an argument. Even if you win, you lose because you damage the relationship. 1. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Arguments build walls, not bridges. Instead of proving a point, try finding common ground. Next time someone disagrees with you, try saying, "Interesting, I see your point. Tell me more about why you think that." That single phrase turns conflict into conversation. 2. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say, "You're wrong." Those two words, "you're wrong," trigger pride and defense. Replace them with, "That's an interesting perspective," or "I might see it differently, but I understand your point." Respect opens hearts where logic can't. 3. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and sincerely. Humility disarms hostility. The moment you say, "You're right, that was my mistake," tension melts. Owning your faults makes you strong, not weak. I've seen it turn conflicts into trust-building moments again and again. 4. Begin in a friendly way. As Lincoln said, "A drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall." Kindness softens people faster than any argument ever could. 5.
Get the other person saying yes, yes, immediately. Start conversations on points of agreement. It sets a cooperative tone, like walking together instead of pulling apart. 6. Let the other person do most of the talking. When people talk more, they feel more connected. Ask questions and listen deeply. That's how influence begins. 7. Let the other person feel the idea is theirs. This one is pure leadership. If you plant an idea gently and let someone take ownership, they'll defend it passionately because it feels like theirs. 8. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Empathy isn't agreeing, it's understanding. Ask yourself, if I were them, how would I feel? That question alone can save friendships, marriages, and business deals. 9. Be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. A simple phrase like, I don't blame you, I might feel the same way, can dissolve years of tension. Sympathy builds emotional bridges faster than logic ever will. Leadership isn't about control. It's about influence with integrity. Carnegie's final section shows how to guide others without making them feel small. Here's how great leaders build trust and change behavior gracefully. Number 1, begin with praise and honest appreciation. Start with what someone does right, not what they do wrong. When correction follows encouragement, people listen instead of resist. Number 2, call attention to mistakes indirectly. A simple shift. Replace but with and. Say, you did great work on this, and I think we can make it even better. The difference feels like sunlight instead of shade. Number 3, talk about your own mistakes before criticizing others. When you admit your own flaws, people relax because you become relatable. Number 4, ask questions instead of giving orders. Questions invite cooperation. Orders provoke resistance. Try, would you mind helping me with this? Instead of, do this now. Number 5, let the other person save face. Dignity matters more than victory. Always protect it. Number 6, praise the slightest improvement and every improvement. Encouragement is like sunlight. Nothing grows without it. Number 7, give people a fine reputation to live up to. If you tell someone, you've always been so dependable, they'll want to become that again. Number 8, use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. People rise to the level of belief you hold about them. Number 9, make the other person happy about doing what you suggest. Show how it benefits them. True leadership is never manipulation. It's alignment.
When I finished reading How to Win Friends and Influence People, I realized it's not just a book about relationships. It's a book about becoming a better human being. Every page is a reminder that we're not separate. We're connected. That our words can heal or hurt. That our empathy can transform someone's day. Carnegie's principles are timeless because they touch something eternal, the longing we all share to be seen, valued, and loved. So, if you take just one message from today's episode, let it be this. Treat people as they can be, and you help them become it. Carry these principles with you, not just in your mind, but in your heart. Practice them daily in small moments. A smile, a kind word, a bit of patience. Because communication isn't just about words. It's about the way we make people feel. This is Annie from Annie Talks English, reminding you to keep learning, keep connecting, and keep choosing kindness, because that's the true language of influence. Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and never stop growing.